This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week, this year, 2017?
Tom, this year I am focused
Yeah?
and ready to go.
That's good to hear.
I'm up and at 'em.
At them.
Yep. Every morning I get up at 6:01 a.m. I hop out of bed and I get started on my very strict regimen, and everything's great. How are you?
What's your very strict regimen?
Here's what I
You're
do.
glossing over a lot.
What do you mean? I mean, it's not weird.
Well, I'll be
Do you
the
want
judge.
to, like, I'll
Yeah,
be honest.
my-
I'll be
all right,
honest
yeah,
with you.
tell me about your regimen.
All right. Number one.
Why 601?
You know what?
This interview's over.
I think I'm a very damaged person.
Oh, yeah, no, I could tell you that.
I have to set my alarm so the numbers add up to 7.
What? Tim.
Yeah, right?
So it's not that it's an even number, because that I get. That's like mild OCD. But like when you get into like things have to add up to a certain thing or they have to be divisible by a certain thing, yeah, then that's like...
now answer me this. Is this problematic? I just think it's good luck. If
So, wait.
if that's the case. Like, I think that starts off the day on the right foot. If it was set at a different time, like, I wouldn't be like, oh no, I mustn't get out of bed.
I'll have to wait until 6:01 p.m.
Yeah, I just prefer
Right.
the if it adds up to 7, because I feel like that's a little extra something in my step.
60 seconds.
A little extra.
60, that extra 60 seconds of sleep really gives you the edge.
Oh, from 6 to 6:01. Well, why
Yeah.
are you a slave to the freaking? Oh, I have to wake up on the hour or the half hour.
Well, you're still a slave to a clock, though. You're waking up when the clock tells you to.
Yeah, but like, why would it have to be 6 a.m. instead of 6:01 a.m.?
Because I would think if you had obsessive compulsive, that would be more. You wouldn't want to get up at 01. That's an uneven number. It's a
But it
prime
adds
number.
up to 7.
Yeah, but it adds up to 7. And so then you get up and you spend the rest of the day at the casino.
Yeah, oh, no, I just first I flipped the light switch on and off 672 times. Just so you know, that adds up to 6.
Wait, 672 adds up to 6?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
do it. Do the numbers.
672 add up to 6? Mm-hmm. No, they don't.
Do it.
Oh, 15, and then
Yeah.
1 plus 5 is
Yeah.
6. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, I forgot about crazy people math, so.
Then I make 5 pieces of toast.
Right? And then what? Throw.
Kiss my statue 4 times.
And what is it a statue of?
An elephant,
Oh, okay.
but like Ringling
good-
Brothers and Barnum and Bailey.
Oh, okay. So like an elephant that's been like oppressed and forced into.
Yeah, but now it's a statue in my home, and his
Whoa,
soul
so
is
it's
free.
It's a statue or it's a taxidermied elephant?
No, I don't have room for that. I live in New
you
York.
Yeah, but
You think I got a Rick Moranis Honey I Shrunk the Kids machine?
no, you can just like when people would shrink heads, you could use that same technology
To shrink a whole elephant?
Yeah, if it works on a head, why can you shrink an elephant? It wouldn't be that small. I think it would still be like probably about the size of a pony, judging by how big a regular head.
Yeah, I don't
next
have
to
room
it.
for a pony in my apartment. I barely have room for a Christmas tree. A
I
year-round Christmas tree.
I just remembered. I feel like I had like I'm having like repressed memories come back. When I was a little kid, my mom would go to this chiropractor's office. It was like a real big office, and they had a wall full of shrunken heads.
At the chiropractor?
Yeah, and I think they were real. They look, at the very least, they looked real. They were meant to fool people.
Yikes.
And as a little kid, I did not And other than that, this place was state of the art. Like it was like a big place. Everything else was gray and very, like there were a lot of machines and stuff. And then there's all these shrunken heads up on the wall. No other art.
It was probably a misunderstanding or a joke or something. You wouldn't believe.
It was like a dozen shrunken heads, Tim. and I would be stuck there while
Were they modern times shrunken heads? Like, were they people that you
That I knew.
recognized? Yeah.
Yeah, it was, Milton Berle was one of them up there. No, I mean, there weren't people. No, it wasn't like celebrity shrunken heads. They were just regular shrunken heads.
Could have
And my
been people
mom
from
would
the
go
neighborhood.
in this chiropractor machine that would just like slowly turn her head and crack her head. And it was like,
Crack her head? Crack her neck?
crack her neck.
Okay.
It's Tim. I think these were all repressed memories because I just remember being a really little kid and being terrified that my mom was in a machine cracking her neck, and I had to go wait out in the waiting room looking at all these shrunken heads.
I would give anything right now to go back in time and find out what was actually going on there. Because
Yeah.
it was nothing like your 6-year-old
I mean,
idiot memory.
I'm telling you, it's a chiropractor's office. Everything I've told you is 100%. I could draw you a picture right now of exactly what this looked like.
Okay.
Anyway.
I get up, I make coffee, I meditate, Tom. I watch the Today Show. And the Today Show, Tom.
Yeah.
First off, Katie Couric's back this week. Matt and Katie back again. Have you ever watched
she's
it?
back on the Today Show?
For a week.
Oh,
But guess what?
What?
You know what the Today Show is about now?
what?
It's not about the news. It's about the Today Show.
Okay.
All the things are about, like, it's all clip packages from back in the Today Show. I watched the Today Show the last couple weeks of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
It's all clips from the Today Show in 2016, and then they're like, guess what? Next week is Matt Lauer's 25th anniversary at the Today Show, so we're going to have a lot of clips of the Today Show. People that watch the Today Show, they don't want the news. They just want the latest on the Today Show or the old stuff from the Today Show.
All right. Well, that doesn't explain why you watch it.
It's comforting.
It's comforting. I like the old clips.
Yeah.
Well, and
Like
then what?
Matt Lauer.
What's the rest of your regimen?
I make myself some oatmeal.
After the toast?
The toast was a joke, Tom.
Well, of course, a hilarious joke about making toast.
It was a classic toast joke. Yeah, no, I make myself some oatmeal. I cut up some apples, put some cinnamon in there. Eat it.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, in the oatmeal.
Yeah.
I thought you were just like cutting up apples, putting cinnamon on them, and just standing there going, yum, and eating them.
No.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean-
I'm glad to hear it.
That's not that weird. Where do you think...
Well, in my
What-
mind, you're still eating toast first.
How did the elders find out that apple cinnamon was such a good combination?
the elders? Who the hell are you talking? Tim, are you in a cult? What's going on?
I just mean whoever decided that apple cinnamon was a good...
Don't ever refer to something that way. That's
elders.
the wrong way to frame a conversation. Well, how else did the elders know it was right? Then what? Then what do you do?
Go to work. Shut up. I hate you.
Aren't you going to ask how my week was?
How
Tim?
was your
My
week,
week
Tim?
was great, Tim. I went and saw the new Star Wars.
Rogue One,
That's just a little
starring
preview.
Dark Vader.
Starring Darth Vader as the bad guy. Tim, I saw this movie. It's pretty good. I went and saw it in my favorite movie theater. That is 4DX. The X stands for extreme.
So it's
The D
3D.
stands for dimensions.
Wait,
yes.
hold on. It's 3D.
Uh-huh.
They've added the fourth dimension, which is time.
Yep. Yeah,
So
it's
this-
crazy.
So there was like time was passing while you were in this theater.
Time was passing at a rate you wouldn't even understand, Tim.
1 second per second.
Yeah, it was like I could perceive all of time.
Wow.
While doing this thing. No, it's just the fourth dimension apparently is rain. It's rain and wind. From
That's not part of the X.
Good question, Tim. I
'Cause
think
last I heard, rain was pretty extreme.
rain is pretty extreme.
Bro.
I think the fourth dimension is just that the chair moves. I mean, and in fairness, the chair only moves in 3 dimensions. It moves in the fourth dimension, but linearly.
Right.
It's not hopping around through time while you're in there. But the chair moves.
I don't know. Most movies are not in real time.
That's
Tom.
true. This was not Nick of Time starring Johnny Depp, which was a movie that took place in real time.
Was it Run Lola Run?
This was not Run Lola Run, another movie that took place in real time.
It didn't really take place in real time.
Oh, yeah, just because it kept resetting.
Starting over,
Yeah.
but each segment was in real time.
Yeah.
Man, I loved that movie. I bet I'm
Really?
not going to rewatch that movie
No,
anytime soon.
I thought that movie was overrated even when I saw it. Like, I liked it, but I was
Precious.
still I think this isn't gonna weather the test of time. That's what I said. That's what I wrote in my journal that day. So anyway, 4DX, Tim. You got rain. You got fog. You got
Sleet?
No, you've got wind. You've got occasionally like puffs of smoke. And I thought,
Like when people disappear? Like when the Riddler needs to make his escape?
no, it's kind of indiscriminate when it was, and it wasn't until the very end of the movie that I realized it was part of the experience. I thought somebody in the front row was vaping because I would just see kind of like the shadow on the movie screen of like smoke. I'm like, some jerk off just like vaping in the front row. It's just one little tiny place where like a little cloud of smoke can come out. Either or they've got a man underneath the floorboards vaping at crucial moments. And then it can also
If you
shoot
see, you see like a job listing for like attention
seasoned
all vapors.
yeah. Need to be able to vape on cue. Then it's got air cannons that shoot past your ears. And this is the first time, I think they're adding extra dimensions to this thing all the time.
Right.
Because this is the third movie I've seen there.
What other
no,
movies
the
have you
second
seen?
movie, maybe. The only other movie I've seen there was Suicide Squad,
Okay.
which a lot of rain in that movie and a lot of rain in the movie theater during that movie.
That would bother me.
You can turn off the rain on your seat.
Does it come out of like a personal shower head?
I guess.
How wet do you get?
None of your business.
That's fair.
There in Rogue One there were just like drops of rain, but in Suicide Squad, like I had to keep taking my glasses off to wipe the rain
That's
off them.
absurd. Why would you ever want that?
And it ruined my popcorn because it's like chemical rain too. It has like a taste to it. Anyway,
First of all, shame on you for getting popcorn at a movie
oh
theater.
come on, go to hell.
Hear people with their
That's what
one
the movie
kernel. I bet
theater's
you're a
for.
one kernel at a time. No, you're
No,
too
I'm
much
a pig,
of a glutton.
Tim. Yes, stick my head in there if it
Yeah.
was okay.
Fair.
Oh no, the extra dimension, Tim, which they never had before, at least in my experience, was smells. Now they got smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision.
But the smell-o-vision, the only thing that smelled were the lasers, and the lasers just smelled like Vicks Vapor Rub.
That's nice.
No, it's not nice.
It's comforting.
Well, lasers aren't supposed to be comforting, Tim. It's like, oh, this laser tore a guy in half, and now it smells like Vicks Vapor Rub.
What do you want it
Now
to
I'm
sound like? Charred meat?
Yeah, I want it to smell like a cauterized wound.
What does that even smell like?
I don't know, cooking meat, probably. But during the quiet scenes, there was a lady behind me asleep the whole time, snoring.
Wait, in Star Trek Rogue One?
In Star Wars Rogue One,
Ah,
she was asleep, and I kept turning around, giving her, the dirty looks, but she was asleep, so she couldn't see him. But
she was snoring?
oh, big time, so loud.
My
Ver-
mom fell asleep during the Jetsons movie.
the cartoon that came out
Probably 1989.
yeah, I saw that in the theater.
Yeah, Tiffany was the voice of Judy Jetson.
Now, why did they? Why?
So they could get an original. This is the same. You know that movie Home by DreamWorks Animation
yeah.
Studios? They're like, and featuring the voice of Rihanna. The only reason they do that is so that they can then have an original song by that person in
Why
the movie.
did the Jetsons need an original song by Tiffany in it?
to boost
Juke the
hype.
numbers?
Yeah.
I get it nowadays, especially if it's original characters. Yeah, get a performer in there.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I didn't like that movie as a kid, because it threw me off that Judy's voice sounded different.
I just know that my mom fell asleep during it when she took me and a friend, and I was like, she's missing the whole thing. What an idiot.
An idiot. She must have been dying to see this just like I was.
Yeah. And why the hell was I dying to see the Jetsons movie? This freaking cartoon from the 60s.
How many dimensions was it even in?
I think it was just...
Just one dimension? It was just dots and lines?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just a dot.
Yeah.
Not even a line.
Yeah. Well, no.
And the soundtrack by Tiffany herself.
Um,
The Mall Queen of America.
But this lady was fun. And I thought this would be the one place where the 4DX would save me. That I'm like, all right, well, wait until the X-Wings come out. This lady's going to be in for a rude wake-up call.
Right.
Nope. I turn around. This lady, I thought she was going to get thrown out of her seat.
She was, wait, the seats move like
The
Star
seats
Tours,
move,
right?
Yeah. The seats move like more than you would think. And yeah, I turn around. I thought she was going to get thrown out of her seat, or at the very least break her neck, because she was just completely limp, out like a light.
Did you think this woman had a medical emergency?
Nah, she was snoring.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
When you pass out, you still breathe.
Yeah.
When you fall asleep, you're breathing.
Right.
And that's what the snoring is.
Did you think the experience might have been too intense for her, too extreme?
Or maybe she had a freaking stroke. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It was pretty late. It just seemed like...
People don't have strokes after 8 p.m.
No, it just seemed like it was way more likely that this lady was asleep.
Okay.
Because it was
What time did you go see this
a
movie?
midnight showing.
Did you?
It was close to midnight.
You saw Rogue One at 11:45
Yeah.
p.m.?
Yeah, pretty close
Must
to
be
it.
nice.
Yeah, Tim. Well, yeah, it is pretty nice to be that brave to see a movie that late at night and not be scared.
Tom.
Mm-hmm.
This week you wanted to talk about something
Yeah.
that's near and dear to my heart.
Right. That has nothing to do with me. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, everything has something to do with me. If you think about it.
Yeah. Well, clearly you make that decision.
Yeah. This is a topic I'm surprised. We've been doing a lot of topics lately where I'm like, I'm surprised we've never talked about this before.
Yeah. Well, neither of us has done it.
I've done it for like a month.
First of all, I think that's true, but let's introduce it. We're talking about
Kissing. Oh, well, yeah, vegetarianism.
vegetarianism. Tom, you kissed for a full month?
Yeah, and then I was like, kissing's not for me, and I never did again.
One time you told me. Can I tell this story?
Nope.
Okay.
Anyway,
Never mind.
now it sounds way worse than it is.
Yeah, it does. That was kind of my that was my goal.
Son of a bitch. Anyway.
Vegetarianism. Like, here's the thing. In October, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
November?
Well, was it spooky? Do you remember? Was it spooky or not spooky anymore?
Here's the thing, Tom. I'm always like low level spooked.
You're kind of like why am I blanking on this man's name?
Ichabod Crane.
No, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I'm like Mario, like when he's walking through one of the castles and the.
I don't think he's scared when he's going through the castle.
No, but the ghost is following him, and he's always like kind of aware
So
that the
there's
ghost
always
is
a ghost following you.
I always feel
You're
like-
always aware that a ghost is following you.
I'm always aware that there, at any point, could be a ghost following me.
But if you
Not
tur-
just in October, Tom.
But if you turn around, it's got to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's why I'm always
Got your head on a swivel.
exactly. So I stopped eating meat. As like, and here's the thing. I'm not one of these people that's gonna try to make a big deal of it.
I don't know. You insisted on doing a whole podcast about
No,
it.
you insisted on it, Tom. If I might have taken a bite of something that might have been had some chicken in it, that somebody assured me there wasn't chicken in it, did I
Right.
scream at them? No, I didn't scream at them. I went about my day
Right.
because I'm a professional.
What if you took a bite of something and it contained the most dangerous game, man?
I don't know if I'd be able to identify that.
If you'd be able to identify if you're eating a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to either.
I mean, there's no way for us to know without eating.
Well, it sounds like we've got to do it. You'll break your vegetarianism to eat a man?
Sure.
Okay. You have to eat him raw.
What?
Yeah. Well, how is he going to know how he tastes? Can you get salmonella from a man? From
I don't-
eating a man?
I don't think so.
Why wouldn't you be able to?
Well, first of all, salmonella,
Uh-huh.
like, how does that comes from, like, the
It's like a bacteria, right?
yeah, but, like, if you licked a chicken, would you expect to get, like, a live chicken? Yeah.
No.
You
I
get
think it's
feathers
gotta
in
be
your mouth
Yeah. It's got to be dead.
and processed, right?
I
Like, plucked.
No, I think, well, yeah. But I think the processing is how the salmonella spreads.
Right.
Would you eat a man named Salmonella?
He sounds like a fat guy.
Yeah. Like a
I don't-
mafioso type.
I never
Hey,
enjoyed-
Salmonella, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I never liked.
I heard you're looking to buy some car stereos.
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Do you like eating steak?
A good steak, yeah.
See, steak to me, I always feel like I chew
Yeah,
and
you-
I chew and I chew and I never want to swallow it.
Well, I mean, Tim, no offense, but you barely got any teeth.
It's true.
I don't know how.
I chew and I chew and I chew everything.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I don't know how you expect to eat anything with just 3 chompers.
Yeah, I'm like a
And
cartoon
they're not even
baby. Yeah.
they're not even lined up
No.
against each other.
No.
So yeah, that's gonna be tough, regardless of what it is. So you're on an all yogurt diet now,
Yeah.
an all Go-Gurt diet.
I feel like people, like I haven't been like, I'm not eating meat now. Because number one, I'm weak. And even though I don't want to eat meat,
You need more iron. That's why, Tim.
what do you mean?
You said you're weak. You need iron.
No,
I'm kidding.
I don't need iron. How dare you? Yeah, no, just like, I'm gonna eat meat again because like I'm lazy and weak.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing is people are like, oh man, if you're a vegetarian, all you do is talk about how you're a vegetarian, which isn't true.
Right.
People say that about vegans.
Yeah.
Shut up, idiots. I'm not a vegan, but like, shut up.
Yeah,
Who cares?
I think that is, to be fair, like an unfair stereotype that people talk about it all the time. Because I don't think people do.
I think
For the
it
most
comes
part.
up a lot.
It comes
like,
up because
so
people
many
are like,
foods
"Oh, I don't eat that.
Yeah.
Sorry." Ugh, shut up about it already.
Yeah.
Shut up about it.
Shut up and eat that pizza, you piece of shit.
Shut up and drink your chocolate milk. Yeah, I made it for you.
Yeah, but milk is okay, right?
No, milk's not
But
okay.
what's wrong with milk? Oh, now like to squeeze things now?
Well,
Squeezing is inhumane? That's
well,
what they say.
If you're doing
That's-
it yourself, then you can be sure you're doing it gently.
Yeah. All vegans are allowed milk if they just squeeze gently enough themselves.
They squeeze gently. Well, what about, so we're kind of jumping all over the place here.
Sorry.
But I don't know if he does it anymore, but Mark Zuckerberg said that he was only eating meat that he killed
Yeah.
himself. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's anybody that's like, well, I only drink milk. I milk myself.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That would make sense to me, actually.
That would be a lot, that would make a lot more sense because you can be like, yeah, no, I'll make sure the cow enjoys it.
People got so mad at Mark Zuckerberg about that thing.
Yeah.
Remember? Like, they were like, "Ugh, now he just wants to kill animals. And I do think Mark Zuckerberg has a button that he can press that can kill anybody he wants.
I don't think he has.
You don't think so?
Why would he?
Because he's
Tim,
got $500 billion.
And how does it kill them?
I don't know, through
Like,
space vibrations.
Space vibrate, Tim.
Vibrations of space. Sorry, Tom. Not vibrations from space.
Oh, that makes even less sense.
Vibrates the atoms
Uh-huh.
in your immediate space.
And what is- and
breaks
wh-
your brain.
And where does the device exist that does
In your
this?
phone, man, in Facebook. We're all carrying
It's in
them.
the app.
It's our death warrant,
Yeah.
and you've signed it,
Me?
Steve Jobs.
I'm not Steve Jobs. Tim, I've told you multiple times. Okay, so you're a vegetarian nowadays for ethical reasons, though.
Yes, but Yes, and
Yeah.
also, it's gross.
Yeah.
Like I never like I love hot dogs, but you know it's just as good as hot dogs, veggie dogs, because it doesn't have a pig's anus in it or a horse's anus, probably.
Most hot dogs do not have horses in.
Most hot dogs are made from the anuses of horses that died in terrible racetrack accidents.
Tim, you're going to get us in a lot of trouble with the hot dog industry. So please,
All right, Tom,
edit that part out.
I have top 10 reasons
Okay.
to become a vegetarian.
Okay.
I've
let's
compiled
hear 'em.
these. And this is why. And I think I can... Look, I'm not
Tim,
trying to
you-
change anybody's mind.
Tim, you said that it's an unfair stereotype that vegetarians are always trying to convert people. And now you're like, here's the top 10 reasons.
First of all, I didn't say that. But here are 10 reasons why I...
Okay. One at a time.
Number 1. Well,
Number 1 or number 10?
it doesn't
In no
matter.
particular order?
In no particular. Number 6. Let's start with number 6 then.
Well, then you're just
now
gonna
we're
get
getting
confused.
crazy.
Well, I mean, cross them out once you're done so we don't.
Yeah. Number 1, bacon. Mm-hmm. It's not like. Don't you hate the fetishization of bacon, where it's like, I'm gonna wear bacon socks, right? Like it's like.
I think a lot of things you get mad about on the internet are things that are only particular to 15-year-old boys.
No, I mean it's everybody's got like, man, I wish I could put bacon on everything. Yeah, bacon is the best. Bacon's fine. It just tastes like salt.
Yeah, and salt's great.
Salt's great, but
Yeah.
like put salt on a.
Why do I was thinking about this today. Why do people need salt?
I don't know.
Like, I get why, like, fat and sugar taste delicious because, like evolutionary. It's like
Electrolytes, Tom.
salt's electrolytes.
Something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think
Yeah.
you're right. But they put it in Gatorade so you don't pee.
I don't think that's right.
No, that is right.
Because I was told they put it in Gatorade so you drink more Gatorade.
Well, I mean, Tim, if they're killing two birds with one stone.
I think it helps absorption at some point, and I think that goes to your you don't have to pee.
What absorption where? Into you?
Yeah, like from your belly into your bloodsies.
Okay. So it puts like the blue Gatorade right into your blood?
Yeah.
I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's how a stomach works or how salt works or anything.
You got blue Gatorade coursing through. That's why I always add salt to my blue Gatorade, so I can have more
Yeah.
powerful blue blood.
Yeah, like a royal.
Yeah, like Donnie Wahlberg, the bluest blood.
What? What are you talking about?
Blue Bloods, Tom.
Oh, is he on Blue Bloods?
Yeah, it's like the #1 show in America,
Yeah,
Tom.
but I know Tom Selleck's on it. I didn't know anybody else was on that show.
You only know actors with the first name as you.
Yeah, I thought it was like a fireside chat that he gave once a week. I didn't think anybody else was in that show.
Don't you think they should probably do that with Tom Hanks?
A fireside chat with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
He doesn't have the time, though.
I think they could get all the networks involved. CBS, NBC, ABC, maybe even Fox, those scoundrels.
Well, and how does Tom Hanks get money?
I don't think he wants money. Tom Hanks doesn't need money.
Yeah.
I think he'd just be happy knowing that he's helping everybody out, helping them through these trying times.
That's true. He could just do it on the internet. He doesn't need to do it on
No, come on. There's a certain amount of legitimacy
ABC. That's true.
that's gained by doing it on broadcast television.
Okay, so you are a vegetarian because you don't like bacon.
You know what? It's
Or
just,
you don't like people who like bacon.
No, it's just too much. The fetishization of eating bacon is gross. And you know what? Fake bacon is just like bacon. Just eat salt.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Just fill your veins with blue Gatorade.
I got a, whatchamacallit, turkey bacon the other day. It's great.
Still meat, Tom. Still
I know
made,
it's still meat.
made from one of God's creatures.
Yeah, but you know what? Between you and me, fuck turkeys.
Why?
Gobble, gobble. Get out of here.
I mean, I feel the same
Idiots.
way about the Hamburglar. Robble, robble.
Exactly. These two, they're planning something.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And I hope somebody's tracking all this chatter.
Tom-
A lot of robble chatter lately. We think something's up.
Here's what happened. Here's why I know I'm definitely going to eat meat again. Because, the reason I became a vegetarian is because, I bought a book for 99 cents on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And it was all about, factory farming. It was Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was all about, oh, no, this is all bad.
Yeah.
And it's I have all these facts that
So
I could
is
bring
it
out. Turkeys have actually been bred so they no longer resemble what turkeys used to be. They lead horrible, painful existences.
Yeah, I don't eat turkeys because of what they look like, Tim.
No. But they're completely different animals.
Are
We
you telling me
bred
they don't look like a trace hand anymore?
So anyway, but the fact that I came into this in in a way that a
Because you only spent
13-year-old.
$1 on the book.
Yeah, but it's the way you got shown those PETA videos in
Yeah.
high school, right? And that made you be like, ugh. And that was probably when you claimed that you were a vegetarian for a month. I
Right.
don't.
Tim, you remember after high school, we briefly started a fight club.
What?
After reading Fight Club, we
Oh, I
started,
understand. Yeah. Okay, number 2.
Then we read Huck Finn, and we went on an adventure down the Mississippi River. You don't remember
I
that?
don't remember that.
Okay.
I never read Huck Finn. I don't get the reference, Tom. Here, my number 2. Here's my number 2 reason for.
By the way, I will say,
When were you a vegetarian?
I gave it up for Lent once.
I don't think you did. I think you're
Did I
lying.
say Lent? I meant Len, the band.
Oh yeah.
Steal My Sunshine?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I gave it up for them once. I was saving up money for Len tickets and, couldn't spend it on meat anymore.
You had to cut into your meat budget.
Yeah.
Lend tickets.
Well, Tim, that's
Your meat budget. I've seen it. I've seen
no
your
pun
mint,
intended,
yeah.
but there's a lot of fat in that meat budget.
I think there was a pun intended there, Tom.
Yeah, there was.
You looked
It
at
was
me.
about
Yeah.
fat and meat budget.
Yeah. Were you gonna say something else?
I was gonna say that I will agree with you. Like I said, I got turkey bacon, but I've eaten a bunch of vegetarian bacon. Yeah, I'm with you. I like salt. I don't care
Yeah.
about the mechanism to give me salt. Just give me a shaker. I'll suck it down.
And same thing with veggie hot dogs. Hot dogs are great,
Well, yeah.
but veggie hot dogs, they figured out how to make that taste the same. And guess what? You're not chewing on horse butts.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is, and maybe this later in your list, that I do agree with you for no other reason than if I get one weird piece of anything in anything I'm chewing, it's going to ruin my week.
Number 1. Number 2,
Uh-huh.
that feeling when you bite into a chicken McNugget and you get cartilage or something.
Ugh, yeah.
Isn't that the worst? You spit it all out and you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And guess what? Chicken nuggets,
can bring
fake chicken nuggets, chicken CHIK apostrophe N
Uh-huh.
nuggets. They taste pretty much. You know what you like about them? The fried breading on the outside.
Yeah.
And then you
can-
just need something white on the inside.
If you have to spit out a chicken nugget though, because it's got a weird piece, you can bring that up to the counter. They'll give you another chicken nugget.
Yeah. I don't think chicken nuggets have this problem anymore.
No, I think they've solved that.
Yeah.
I think they're just
Probably through,
we need stronger grinders.
they're
Yeah.
terrible, terrible means.
Well, not terrible, just stronger grinders.
Yeah. Number 3, Tom.
Tim, I will not sit here while he disparages the grinding industry.
Tom, every day I'm on my grind. Mm-hmm. Is that a rap reference?
I don't know, Grandma.
Sounds like something that people have referenced
Every
rap
day
music
I'm
before.
on my grind. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a rap
I
reference.
think it is.
I don't think it's ever referred to as my grind.
Yeah, I think it is.
All right.
I think you look like the oldster now.
But I don't think so.
Do I have to Google
Yeah,
this,
don't
Tom?
Google it. What's number 3?
Number 3 is you get to learn about beans.
You get to learn about beans.
What do you know about beans, Tom?
I don't know beans about beans.
Exactly. Well, I won't spoil it for you. But when you're looking into like how to get protein, and they're like, well, you should really just go for
Tim,
beans.
no pun intended, but are you spilling the beans about beans?
I'm not going to spill the beans because that's your journey. You're going to have to be like,
Tim, I was intending that pun.
Yeah, I know you were
About
intending that pun.
spilling the beans. See, it's a
Every
turn of phrase.
Day I'm on my grind. Yeah, autofill.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
Maybe just because it's autofilled, maybe it's just something a lot of people search for.
Money Trump featuring J-Bone and Skeeta Ray.
There's no way that's the song. Hum a few bars of that tune.
I don't need to. It's on the internet, Tom.
Yeah, all right. Every day I'm on my grind.
It's also Every Day by Big Unk.
Okay.
Do you think I just imagined it and thought like, oh, maybe this sounds like rap music, and then I Googled it
I've
and
never
it
heard
turned...
of any of these artists, Tim.
You never
so-
heard of J-Bone and Skeeta Ray?
No, neither of them.
You never heard of Big Unk?
No, I've never heard of Big Unk.
You heard of Money Trump. He's our president-elect.
Right, I've heard of Money Trump.
Yeah. All right. So, Tom, let me just tease this for you.
Okay.
You're going to learn a lot of surprising things about beans that will wow you if you become a vegetarian.
That was your tease. Can give a little more of a tease.
Do you know
What's
where beans come from, Tom?
Animals? I don't know.
No, not animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the earth. Number 4,
Uh-huh.
Buddhism.
Are you a Buddhist now?
No, but I could be. And, like, you don't have to be a vegetarian to be a Buddhist.
Uh-huh, but it doesn't hurt.
But, yeah, if you're at, like, a Buddhist mixer and you're, like, eating a Big Mac.
You've got a big bite from 7-Eleven.
Yeah, nobody's going to be like, oh, this guy's in it for the long haul. This guy understands what the Buddha told us.
Right. All right. So it sounds like you're in great shape to become a Buddhist now. That was the one thing holding you back.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm peaceful.
You're
I'm
already
plump.
enlightened.
Yeah.
You're plump. I don't think you have to be plump. It's just that Buddha was plump.
Yeah, but I think it's a bonus. I think
Doesn't
it's
hurt.
kind of, they're like, oh, well, this guy might be the next Buddha.
You think at like
I plan on taking over the religion.
you think at Buddhist temples they have the signs that are like, you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. You don't have to be plump to work here, but it helps.
It's true. You don't have to be plump to be our messiah, but it helps.
Yeah.
A prophet? Probably a prophet, right?
I think it was just like a leader, spiritual leader.
Tom, I looked up on the internet. I Googled, not every day I'm on my grind, a different thing about the benefits of being a vegetarian.
Okay.
And they say you have a 12%, vegetarians have a 12% lower risk of death.
Like ever?
I can only assume. So like you, Tom,
Uh-huh. I'm going to die one day, but there's a 12%
there's
less
an
chance you're ever going to
88%
die.
chance that I will now live
Indefinitely.
indefinitely.
Well, that's
until
worth it,
I
yeah.
hopefully somebody doesn't trick me into eating a bite of a dumpling that has chicken in it.
Well, but you got to pick a side, Tim. Before you said that wasn't a big deal, but
Well, this might, like, you might, everybody I know might be dead.
Mm-hmm.
I might be 260 years old,
right now,
and I'm in that 12%,
okay.
right?
And it's just all a fever dream?
No. I'm talking about in the future.
Oh, okay.
250 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 10 years old, Tom.
What?
Never mind.
You're 10 years old?
Right now.
What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind.
Tim, I think you need to start eating meat again.
I'm very, very, very lightheaded.
Very weak.
Number 6, Tom.
Uh-huh.
If you become a vegetarian,
Yeah.
it improves the symptoms of psoriasis.
Improves.
It makes them less bad, I guess.
It lessens the symptoms of
Yeah.
psoriasis then. Okay. Do you have psoriasis?
No.
Okay. So it's not necessarily a good one for you.
But, like, I don't know. Can you catch psoriasis? You're not born with psoriasis, right?
I think sometimes you are.
But like you can get it. Is there like a type 1 psoriasis and a type 2
Well,
psoriasis?
I don't think that there are types, but I think there's severity for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like there's a chance I might wake up tomorrow with psoriasis, or you
Right.
might wake up with psoriasis. Somebody might inject one of us with a syringe full of psoriasis,
Right.
right? But let's say we go out after this, Tom. We have a beer, and a scoundrel comes
A
up and
vegetarian beer.
wheat based.
A scoundrel comes up,
And
as they always
injects
do.
both of us with psoriasis.
Yeah, we got to stop going to that bar.
I know, but it's cheap drinks.
Every
Tom.
time some scoundrel comes up and injects us.
Something.
Yeah.
Every week it's a new thing.
And he says, robble, and runs off.
But you wake up tomorrow, you're gonna have terrible symptoms.
Yeah.
I might
You might
barely
have
even notice
12%
it.
less symptoms.
No, that's death.
Oh, that's immortality.
Yeah. Number 7, Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, so she's famously a vegetarian or
Yeah.
a vegan.
Yeah.
So number 7 is just in admiration of her. Or you think this is your shot?
I mean, I assume at some point you get a call from her.
To thank you for becoming a vegetarian.
Yeah, I put my name on all the lists.
I bumped into Tommy Lee the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where?
I like physically bumped into him at the movie theater.
Really?
Yeah. A different movie theater. He was there. There was like some like rock and roll art gallery showing happening in the downstairs of this place. And we like bumped into each other. He's like, "Do you know where the entrance to this thing is?" And I was like, "Why don't you ask that big old dong of yours?"
Well, this relates to my Tommy Lee story. I was recording an album in the same like studio complex of him as he was one time, and we shared a bathroom, and we were peeing at adjacent urinals. And he looked at me and he went, "Yeah, it's as big as you've heard." But I was just like, I was just a man peeing at a urinal. I was not inquiring about the size of his dong.
Yeah. Well, you should have looked over. Maybe he was saying that. He was standing next to you, but he was peeing in a urinal 2 down.
That's true. He was standing 3 feet to my right, but he was peeing in the same urinal that I was. All right, Tom. Let's get back to the real reasons to be a vegetarian.
Pamela Anderson wasn't one of them?
She is, yeah, but that's done now, Tom.
Okay.
Number 8.
Well, if it's done, can I get my Playboys back?
I need to do some research.
Tim, I swear to God, if you cut them up into a collage again.
Cut out naked lady collages from your Playboys.
From my Playboys.
Playboys don't even have naked ladies in them anymore, Tom.
Yeah, I know. You got to get the vintage ones.
Yeah. One time, Tom, you and I were doing a live show, and I thought it would be funny. Like, we did like a game on the stage, and I thought it would be funny to give out a vintage Playboy
Yeah.
on the stage. And I didn't think that, like, I'd have to go and... Well, I didn't think about when I had to go and buy it.
Right.
It had Erica Aleniak on the cover, I think. Do you remember her?
No. I remember that name.
She was a Baywatch beauty, Tom.
Which
More like Baywatch, you know what I mean?
which Baywatch beauty was she?
She was the blonde.
Well, Tim. That was
Post Pamela Anderson, maybe? Wait, wasn't she on Charles in Charge? She might have been a Charles in Charge.
No, that's Nicole Egbert.
Oh.
You're thinking of.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8. If you go to a bachelor party at a restaurant and they order bone marrow, you don't have to eat the bone marrow.
Wait, when does this happen?
Sometimes
Uh-huh.
you go to a bachelor party and in the restaurant portion of the night, they say, as part of the appetizers, we'll have some of that bone marrow. And then what they bring out is an actual bone, but it's like sliced in half. And then you scoop the marrow out and you eat it.
Yeah. Then you get the shirt that says "I hate the bone." Right? No?
No.
This only happens at bachelor parties?
I mean, it only happened to me at a bachelor party. Nobody has ever pressured me
This is
to
a
eat bone marrow
pretty
before.
wild bachelor party, Tim.
It was. Then we were supposed to go see a comedy show, but we were too late, so we didn't do anything.
What does bone marrow look like?
The way like they prepared it, I think, because it was
I
like
would
all
hope so.
yeah, it was all like brown and cooked.
Okay.
And I didn't want to eat it because it's gross. Because I don't want
Right.
to eat bone marrow.
All right, at least take it out of the bone for me.
Yeah, but well, no. I mean, they had like spoons and stuff that you could spoon it out with.
It was that. How thick was all this? The bone marrow. It was thick enough to get a spoon in there,
Yeah, a little bit of a spoon,
like a teaspoon, like a little
probably. I would
Okay.
say about that.
caviar.
I don't remember
spoon.
it that much. It was probably about 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
But yeah, and then everybody calls you a coward and a wuss. But if you're like, hey, I haven't eaten meat, I haven't eaten an animal product in X amount of years or whatever, they'll lay off. They'll be like, well, we can't
No,
expect you
they'll
to just eat marrow right now.
Yeah. Tim, well, it sounds like those boys aren't your real friends if they're picking on you like that.
They're not my real friends. I learned that one of them, the groom. What do they call the groom before the groom? Before he's a groom.
The groom to be.
Yeah. He divorced his wife and stole my wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's a real scoundrel. He wasn't my real friend. He was just trying to get close to my wife.
Yeah. You're lucky that you probably put something in that bone marrow to, that's probably why he was pushing on you so much.
Yeah.
Something to make you infertile so your wife would leave you.
Well,
Well, he didn't need to.
number 9.
Uh-huh.
I think you can get brain parasites if you eat too much meat.
Tim.
What?
Well, but I mean, that's like an edge case. That's not. You don't hear about that often. Like, oh,
Yeah, but how come when we were roommates and I had a neti pot, you were like, oh, you could get the brain parasites from that.
Yeah, 'cause
because you
you're
read a
putting-
goddamn article. But I'm not allowed to cite an actual news event
well,
about
because
brain
when
parasites.
when I'm eating dinner or something, I'm not shoving it up my brain like you are with a neti pot.
You're not shoving it up your brain. Do you know how freaking sinuses work?
Yeah, they go up to your brain through the tubes, through the canals, and then come
Do you
back
think
out.
you could touch?
How do you think the parasite gets so close to your brain with the neti pot?
All right, ear, nose, and throat, man. Anything that goes down your throat might as well be going in your nose.
So then why does it make it worse
It's all
if
connected.
it's an neti pot? I
Your
know
brain,
it's connected. That's
your
how.
nose, your butt,
No,
your mouth.
butt's not connected to your nose. I mean, ultimately it is, but
I beg to differ, Tom.
there's
Are
not-
you a doctor? Are you a medical
yes,
doctor?
Tim,
You are
I've
a
told you
medical
many
doctor, yeah.
times. I mean, you can see all my degrees up on the wall.
It's true, and you are wearing a stethoscope around your neck.
Yeah. I'm listening to my own heartbeat while I do this.
It's adorable.
So, did you ever have one of those like kid stethoscopes when you were a kid? Like the Fisher Price ones?
I must have. They like worked a little bit, right?
Yeah, they did. They were
shouldn't-
pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're trying not to encourage kids to play doctor, don't give them doctor's tools.
Kids playing doctor, they're just gonna do what they're gonna do.
No, I think you should be like, nah, don't do that.
Do it away from me.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully there's not an adult present, or else the adult would put a stop to it.
Yeah. So in your mind, hopefully there is an adult present.
And they can put a stop to it, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Childishness. Number 10 in the top 10 list.
Okay.
Or number 1. Reason to become a vegetarian.
Yes.
You get a big dong. Like,
You get a big
like
dong.
Tommy Lee.
Wow.
That's why Pamela Anderson was like, well,
Was Tommy Lee a vegetarian?
I guess.
Yeah, well, guess the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
And in this case, the pudding's...
Steering the boat with his wiener.
I always forget that was part of the video, that he steered the boat with his wiener.
Yeah.
Huh. What a guy. He really could do it all. drum, steer a boat with his wiener. I can barely steer a boat with my hands.
Yeah, and you can't drum.
No. Yeah, so that's two things he's got
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah. He's only got one thing on me, but one of them is really impressive.
Yeah, I'm glad when I bumped into him the other week that he challenged me to a drum off or a boat steering contest. Either one, I would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
And he would have been right to call me to do either because, I bumped into him.
Yeah, here's how the boat steering contest would have happened. It would have gone down. You both would have been steering with your hands,
Right.
and he presumably is really good at steering a boat with his hands, too.
Right. Well, maybe he's not. Maybe it's the only way. Maybe it's just like, this is the way I learned.
Oh, maybe the two of you are like struggling, and he's just like, "Burr, burr, 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 burr," and like he eats spinach, and then his wiener comes out and he steers the boat with it, and he wins the contest.
Oh, I thought you
And
were
then
going to say he's
Pamela
drumming.
Lee, Pamela Anderson runs up to him and goes, "Oh, Tommy."
I thought you were going to say that, he's drumming. And then it's like, well, Tommy Lee's drumming. Who's steering the boat? And then he's like, don't worry, I got that covered too. And he's, steering it with his wiener.
Yeah, we discussed that. I'm surprised you haven't made fun of me yet, Tom.
No, because I don't think being a vegetarian's a bad thing.
There was
I
a
don't-
time in your life when you did, though.
Yeah, there
when
was
you
a time in my life when I thought everything was bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to eat less meat. I don't like thinking about it. Animal. Like I try very hard not to eat pork. I think I don't have the personal constitution to completely cut meat out.
Right.
Plus, I really hate chicken. So
You hate chickens?
yeah,
Why?
if I have to explain to him, then I don't know why we even do this.
Because a chicken kissed
No, I
your
don't
sister?
hate. I don't hate chickens. I don't hate chickens, but I don't really care about them.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah,
Like, isn't that...
I'd still like the chicken to have a nice life before I eat it.
Yeah, it's true. That's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, they don't. None of them do. But it's fine. Like, I'm not going to be one of those guys that's like, ugh.
Right.
But I do know that, like, you probably eat pork pretty frequently. I remember one time recently you were like, I'm not going to eat red meat anymore.
Uh-huh.
You eat red meat constantly.
I don't
Tom.
eat it constantly.
It's bad for you, Tom.
I know it's bad
it's
for me.
bad for you.
Yeah, no, and cows are nice, so
If
I don't
you're
want to
gonna
eat
go to
them.
hell.
I'm not going to go
Cows
to hell.
aren't nice. Look, you cannot want cows and chickens and pigs and stuff to suffer. Turkeys, and like also
No,
not
I've
like them.
already gone on the record. I
You
don't care
hate
about
turkeys so much, but we made them this way. Mm-hmm. We went against God's will. We bred them into monsters, and then we're like, they're monsters. We might as well eat them.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to eat anything, eat monsters. So now you're against eating monsters?
Monsters are gross, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat a monster.
I don't know. Maybe it tastes like a human. You get salmonella from a monster?
All right, let's solve a
Like
problem.
Gila monster.
I would not eat one of those. Those things, don't get me. Oh, I'm thinking of kimono dragons.
A Gila monster we'd eat.
Yeah.
Fry him up. Let's solve a problem. Hello, and welcome to Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems. My name is Tim,
I'm Tom.
and we're going to solve a problem. Tom! Mm-hmm. This week...
If you have a problem you'd like us to solve, you can email us at completeguideeverything@gmail.com.
That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say this problem comes to us from a boy named Sean.
Okay. Can we use his name?
Sure. Hi, Tim and Tom.
Uh-huh.
I have a short and simple problem for you. A guy at work...
I'm
We're-
short and simple.
Tom...
What? It'd be a pretty clever email.
It would be. for a short and simple man.
Yeah.
I have a short and simple problem for you. A guy at work wears too much cologne.
Oof.
He shares the same room as me, and it is unbearable. Without exaggeration, I can tell whether he has arrived at the office before me by the smell of the office entryway. My olfactory nerves can only take so much, and I need you guys to help me figure a way out of this situation. Thank you, Sean. P.S. Feel free to use my name. I doubt he listens to the show, but even if he does, I don't care. I'm at my wit's end. First of all, recommend a show. Podcast. You're like, I love this podcast.
Yeah, you should
Complete
check it
everything. And then he'll listen to it, and then he'll hear this.
Now, where did Sean get these old factory senses?
He works at the old factory.
Oh, okay. He works at the old factory with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't own cologne. I've thought about. Every once in a while, there was like a guy sitting next to me on the subway yesterday. I was like, this guy smells pretty good.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, I'm tempted to be like, yeah, this guy smells great. Like
I have a bottle of cologne I got in like 2007 as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe once a year, I'll spray it on a little bit. And I always get compliments, like, of the variety of, like, oh, Tim, you don't smell like shit today.
Well, you smell like shit, but a little...
yeah, but covered up by something, a little classier than shit.
No, I had, like, a bottle of cologne that was, like, given to me as, like, a 14th birthday present or whatever.
2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. I think it was Tommy Hilfiger cologne. And that, yeah. I'm sure that's evaporated by now. I probably can't use that anymore.
Probably can't eat that anymore.
Yeah. So far, all this problem's made me think is I should get some cologne.
Yeah. Well, that's wrong because the cologne is a bad thing. Because people wear too much cologne.
Yeah.
Do you think? Here's what I think. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get a man to change his habits.
His cologning ways.
Yeah. Every day you need to figure out a way to wash the cologne off before he gets into the building.
No, I don't think you can wash the cologne off of him.
Yeah.
So some kind of like a bucket of water situation?
Yeah, or a hose.
Right.
Or a busted, like maybe you have to come up with like a different way every day to soak the guy before he comes in the office.
Yeah. Yeah, make him take a bath in tomato
paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you trick somebody into getting into a tomato paste bath every single day?
It's going to be tough.
You can mess with the plumbing in his house, I guess.
Oh, and put tomato paste in there?
Yeah, but I guess you put on the cologne after your shower.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to help. Plus, Tim, to be honest, all these ideas aren't going to work if this guy brings the cologne to the office.
That's true.
Presumably, only one or two times are you going to be able to get this guy completely drenched before he's like, you know what? I seem to be getting drenched at the office a lot lately. I better start bringing my cologne there.
Yeah. There should be...
I want to know how old this person is.
Oh, I'm going to say he's 24 to 26.
No, not Sean.
Yeah, no, I think...
Oh, the other guy. If the other guy's younger than this guy, then you're 100% in the right to pull him aside and be like, hey, ease off the cologne a little bit.
Yeah.
If it's an older guy, then he's going to be like, you millennials don't know anything about how to smell good. You smell like patchouli oil.
Do you know my theory about boys and young men?
No, Tim, I don't know your theory about boys and young men.
I think at 11 years old, you put a boy in a closet, you don't let him out until he's 25.
Well, I've heard your idea of raising children like veal.
Yeah, that's tiny kids.
For a guy who is if you want a tiny child.
No. Just like kids shouldn't know about fried food and Snapchat. Raise them in a box like a veal for a couple of years.
You're Tim the inhumane vegetarian. Boys should be raised like veal, not cows.
Yeah, exactly.
Not calves.
Those poor calves.
Yeah.
Calves?
Calves. But what if it's an older man?
What do you mean? Oh, the cologne guy?
If he's got the cologne at the office, then he can water down the cologne.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah.
I don't know. open windows.
Yeah. Or just be like, boy, it stinks like cologne in here today.
Yeah, you know what? You get a woman to humiliate him on that front. Right? No, seriously.
But-
here, get a hot babe to come in. I don't care how you convince her. Money is gonna you're gonna have to spend some money here.
Right.
You hire a hot babe. You make an elaborate excuse for her to be in the office. Oh, I got
A new potential client coming in.
yeah, and if it's not a client situation, that you'd be like, oh, my cousin is visiting from out of town, and she's coming here before we go to lunch. And she comes in, and then she's got to be like, oh, hello, and act like she's interested in the dude. And then, what?
This you're gonna hire somebody to do this, or you're gonna blackmail them? You kind of left it in the whatever you got to do.
Yeah, whatever you got to do. Just get a. I mean, look, hire somebody unless you have some dirt on a pretty lady that you can leverage.
Right.
Longtime listeners to the show know that I always recommend having as much dirt on pretty ladies as possible.
Yeah, you have a dossier.
Yeah, so you can trick them into getting your coworkers to wear less cologne.
Right.
So she comes in.
You just
she's
want
like,
to blackmail them into embarrassing other people.
not embarrassing, getting them to change their behavior.
Right.
Because she
Through
comes in and
embarrassment.
goes, hey, you ready to go to lunch, cuz? Mm-hmm. And then,
Really sells at their cousins.
yeah, exactly. And then Sean goes, yeah, I just got to finish up one thing. Let me just make a quick call on my cell phone out in the hallway or something, right? Because he's like, it's a personal nature, this call, right? And then
But
she's...
it's not family business because then it would be okay.
No, it's the other side of the family.
Okay.
It's my other cousin.
Yeah, it's my dad's side of the family,
Right.
so.
And then before she comes in, decide on what side of the family you're going to say she's from.
Right. Well, presumably you've got all this sorted.
Yeah. If you have another lady that you could blackmail, have her at the other end of the phone just for realism.
Yeah, just to really sell it.
And she...
And I would recommend don't burn like a good blackmail. Just somebody you have like a light blackmail on.
Oh, yeah. For
the phone call.
Yeah, exactly. So this lady, the one who's playing your cousin on your mother's side,
When you've got some real blackmail against.
right? She's gonna start flirting with the man, with the cologned man, right? And she's gonna be like, "Oh, it's so nice. Maybe we should go to dinner someday." Right? What?
I would recommend not scripting what she says to this man.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving guidelines.
Right.
And then
You'll allow for some improvisation. Though.
yeah, and then have her go like this. But I have a cold. Let me just blow my nose real quick, and then have her blow her nose, and then take a big whiff and be like, it feels so nice to breathe again. But then she goes like this. Oh, but something's wrong. And then that's when you come in. You've had the place bugged. That's what's really been in your ear in the phone, right? Maybe have her...
So wait, but you're still calling another person that you have blackmail on.
Yeah, but then
so
you,
it's
have
like
an
a three-way call.
you have an earpiece in the other yeah.
ear, okay.
And then
you have to keep telling the person on the other end, shut up, I'm trying to listen.
and just as she takes a deep breath, first you have to find out what cologne this guy wears. Maybe this could be a third woman that like does recon for you. But then she's just as she's about to say something else and flirt more, you go, "You ready to go, cuz?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, sure." And then have her in a stage whisper as she's leaving go, "Man, it smells terrible in here." Much like the cologne, and then you fill in the cologne that the man is wearing. She said, and then she'll say something like, "Is that you?" And then you say, "No, it must be somebody else." And then she'll go, "Such a shame. I love a man who doesn't smell like that."
That's not going to work.
Why not?
Because this happened to me when I was in college.
You got set up in a cologne
No.
scam?
Just had my roommate freshman year wore way too much Old Spice.
Why didn't you mention this earlier before I talked for 45 minutes?
And the girl who lived across the hallway was Miss Marilyn that year. And she came in and thought it was me and was like, oh, it stinks like cologne in here. And I was like, that's not me. That's this guy. And he still wore it all the time.
Yeah, because guess what?
A beauty pageant contestant.
Yeah, but she was talking to you, not talking to him.
Yeah, but
She wasn't showing interest, Tom. You have to make her flirt a little bit.
I don't think that is what would have fixed it.
Probably, though.
Yeah. He wore
The
cologne.
fairer sex.
He wore cologne instead of showering.
That's fine.
It's not fine. It's disgusting.
How often do you even need to shower?
Once a day.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
By the end of the day, I stink.
Me too.
Yeah, what's wrong with me?
I don't know. Must be working in that old factory.
All right, that's enough.
If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgt.com. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at your pal Tim.
You can email us, especially if you have a problem, the complete guide to everything at gmail.com. If you want to support the show, you can support our sponsors. You can also do it the easy way, tcgt.com/Amazon, where you can do all your normal Amazon shopping. But, you know, Tim and Tom get a taste. Or the fun way, through Patreon, tcgt.com/pledge, where you get fun bonus things like the news every week, a mini podcast just for you. Tim, you have anything else?
No, I'm looking at twitter.com.
Yeah. What's going on twitter.com?
The scoundrel, Donald Trump has been elected president of the United States.
He's at it again.
Yeah.
He's back at it. What kind of cologne do you think Donald Trump wears?
Drakkar Noir.
No, he's got his own brand of cologne. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably wears that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I might go get some cologne. Would you tell me if I start wearing cologne and I wear it too much? I wouldn't wear it all the time.
You would wear too much.
What does that mean?
You don't have a light touch with anything.
Oh.
It's not a bad thing.
Well, you've never seen me do a layup.
I have seen you do a layup.
It's not very light. It goes over the backboard.
Yeah. Did you mention Reddit?
Reddit.com/r/TCGTE.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at Twitter.
Yeah, I know. You haven't really been paying attention, Tim.
All right.
Sorry, Tim's so tired. He's iron deficient because he's not been eating meat.
Meat is murder, everybody. Don't do it.
All right, we'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.